Hey, good evening, everybody. Happy Atheist Day. Yeah, I thought we'd just do a little pop-up stream and recap what's going on. Can you guys just let me know that my audio is coming through fine? Once we got that, we'll kick it off. Okay, so I'm just going to start right at the top. If you guys are not getting audio, please let me know in the chat so that we can get cracking. Let me see. Okay, Bolelang, let me just see if I can bump it up a little bit. Let me There we go. It should be back on now. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, this is such a learning curve. So you're right, Michael. It's the angel Gabriel's cut the cord here in the background. So okay. Right, so right from the top again, let me just run it off and say Atheist Republic is a community of atheists. We are international. We have created this community to replace the once we've left religion, there seems to be a vacuum for people when they when they leave religion and they discover that they are alone on the outside. So we create a sense of community amongst one another. We have got Facebook groups with hundreds of thousands of members all over the world. So wherever you are in the world, you can hook up to an Atheist Republic community, and it just gives you that fallback when you find yourself alone in a specific area. So, for Atheist Day, what I am specifically wanting to talk to you guys about today is visibility. There's a couple of aspects about being a public atheist that will make a difference, not only in your life but also in the life of other atheists. So, just how does publicly appearing as an atheist impact other atheists? So, coming out is one of the most effective and most favorable things that we can do for other atheists. It lets them understand that they are not alone, and it places a dent in anti-atheist, bigotry, which in return makes their lives better. It makes it possible for us to build robust atheist communities that will replace the ones that we shed when we leave religion. And visibility is possibly the single most effective thing that we can do for one another. And how does coming out atheist affect believers? Well, the main effect that it has is that it changes their minds regarding atheists. So there's a great deal of anti-atheist propaganda in religious communities, as well as a lot of misconceptions about us. When people see that their neighbor, their co-worker, their friend, their sibling, their child, their brother, their sister is an atheist, it typically transforms their minds, because there's often a preliminary duration of shock or distress or gasp and pearl clutching. But in time, understanding that people have atheists in their lives, has a tendency to make people think more positively about us. And typically, that shock or upset is less than we think it is going to be. We do, however, stress that you have to approach this with a great deal of caution from a position of independence and self reliance. If, for example, you are dependent upon your strictly religious parents to provide a roof over your head, maybe coming out as an atheist at that time is not the most prudent approach. So you have to be very very thoughtful about your own situation and your position of independence and self-reliance before you actually embark on this road of being, an out atheist. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about, just going forward for this year in Atheist Day, is what we can do as atheists for those who wish to get involved, but they aren't necessarily the activist kind. Like the activist kind that's running with placards in the streets and organizing protests and toying and all of that. So activism takes a lot of different forms, so don't presume that you are not an activist if marching in the street is not for you. Activism can consist of building community, that's real communities or online communities. And a community can be something as simple as, 3 or 4 people in the office that are atheists, and have a knowledge of one another. You can contribute your time, you can support visibility projects, and just be an active citizen of your community. That means being involved in the democracy of your country, or being involved in the voting process of your local government. Just be an active citizen, because you as an atheist will bring your input and your vision, with your choice, and whatever impact you make on the people around you has a knock-on effect. It's like if a butterfly flaps its wings on the one side of the world, there's a tsunami on the other side. But do whatever kind of advocacy you appreciate doing. You are more likely to stick with it in the long run if you enjoy doing it. And visibility is the most important type of activism that we can actually do. If you can't do any other form of activism, be out and open about it. It makes a big difference. We also encourage our members to join in our online discussions. Geez, when we can get them sorted out and running. So, we've branched out this year to include some of our local languages, and we encourage our members to get involved. Like if you speak another language like Afrikaans, we've got Bolelang running our Sesotho programming. We're looking for someone who is fluent in one of the Nguni languages, be it isiZulu or Xhosa, to also get involved and just talk about atheism in your local language. There's something when you speak about beliefs in your mother tongue that just just hits home in a different way than hearing it in English every single time does. So just to roll everything off, like I said, I actually plan to do a little bit of a discussion with one of our other administrators in the consulate, Michael, but I couldn't get my stream set up, and I'm working with new software, so please bear with me while we get all of those kinks ironed out. I just wanted to say the top 10 reasons I think that I don't personally believe in a God. I'm going to list them off for you guys here and just give a brief explanation. So for me, the first and the most important one is that all these supernatural events that are listed in any holy book, they've been slowly but surely replaced with natural and scientific explanations. So the occurrence of miracles have gone down with the invention of the camera and the technology. Like there's an inverse correlation with the progress of technology and the decrease of miracles. Secondly, for me, the inconsistencies of different religions. They cannot all be true at the same time, yet they all claim that they are true at the same time. So for me, the only logical conclusion is they cannot all be right at the same time, but they can all be wrong at the same time. And then, a preacher and an apologist, why do you need to actually make tap dance around your religion, massage the truth of your religion? It's the stamp of the man-made origin of religion is so clear for me in the fact that people have to argue for the existence of something. If you can't get to it by empirical means, through your five senses, then if there's no way of detecting or measuring it, then it's something that's abstract. And if something is abstract, it doesn't exist in reality. Very sorry for you. Right. The increasing diminishment, of God as knowledge increases. We've alluded to that in the first, in the first point when it comes to, um, you know, replacing supernatural events like thunder and lightning with natural explanations like friction and water molecules. But the same thing, like people used to, people are very, religious people especially, very keen to throw out the God did it label. So as our knowledge of things increases, our understanding of human anatomy, human biology, the scientific method, the way that we progress in the world is basically diminishing the necessity of referencing something like a God or anything in our framework. And I actually just caught myself sounding like the necessity of God. I had like a Darth Dawkins flashback. So, yes, the soul, that's another one for me. The physical root of everything we once thought of as a soul is within the neurochemistry of the person's brain. I have yet to hear a definition of what a soul is. It's people come with all of these flowery explanations. It's just a feeling. The soul. I said, like, where is the soul in the body? No, it's not in the body. Then it's between the heart and the rib cage, and then it's in your abdomen, and then it's at the back of your scalp. And oh my goodness, there's no such thing as a soul. If there was such a thing as a soul, we'd be able to detect it. The dismal failure of supernatural claims when you subject them to any kind of scrutiny and scientific testing. This is as true for tarot card readers and psychics and mystics as it is for religion. As soon as you want them to repeat it, no, I can only do it once, or it doesn't work when you don't trust the process. It doesn't work when you don't trust the psychic. It doesn't work when you don't trust the preacher. You have to have blind faith in these things. I'm sorry, it doesn't work for me. I don't play that way. And then for me, religion is a big, hot mess. Big hot mess. It's a mess and a conglomeration and amalgamation of different religions. And you can actually see this by looking at successive religions as they came in and ebbed and waned throughout history. Firstly, there was animist religions, and then later on the Sumerians and the Babylonians, and everybody had their own how can we say spiritual and religious belief. And you know granted, there's a similarity between different types of religions, but at the end of the day, it's a big hot mess. Nobody sees eye to eye. No two religions will sit along the same camp. Never mind two different religions. Within one religion, you will find so many divisions and different versions of doctrine it's so clearly man-made. It has the stamp of being man-made written all over it. Um, Another big one for me is the failure of religion to deliver on its promises. It's like, I'm sure you guys are familiar with the AXPs, the Failures of Christianity series. For all the big grandiose claims that religion makes about how it's supposed to improve relations between people, make people better, make you a better person, make you more loving, make you more kind. At the end of the day, the biggest source of strife between people has been this difference of religion between them. I don't know how to put it any clearer than this. It's just there's such a for the grandiose claims that religion makes, it delivers very very little in terms of results. So the yield is inversely proportional to the promises. And then finally, my last point I just want to make here is, there's a complete lack of solid evidence. It's books, it's philosophies, it's a feeling, it's faith. You know, it's supernatural. You can't see it. You've got to wait for it. Just wait until you die. There's just absolutely no detectable evidence. There's a lot of people who believe something for sure. I grant you that. But at the end of the day, I mean, we are not living in the first century. We have advanced to a level within our understanding of the natural world where we are exploring other galaxies. We are using telescopes to look at galaxies that are light years away, that none of us can even imagine traveling to in 1,000, 100,000 lifetimes. They are so far away. So we are discovering and understanding the natural world in such an intricate way that these what we I used to call them plugs. Like there's all of these beliefs are just plugs to keep the dam from bursting. Like there's a hole in our knowledge that we don't know about this X, Y, or Z. So what we choose to do is we plug a God in there. God explains it, fine. Because as humans we are extremely uncomfortable with ignorance. We don't like being stupid and not knowing something. So a bad explanation is sometimes better for us than no explanation at all. And that is the thing where I think religion fits very nicely into that hole. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to do a quick pop-up stream. Please forgive the tech issues. We are sorting them out, and I'm going on some YouTube course and whatever just to get myself clued up on the tech. But yes, happy Atheist Day, everybody. I hope you had a very, I guess, a peaceful day, free from religion. Yeah, enjoy your time with your family, your friends, your relatives, and we will see you again. Join us this weekend. So this weekend, I am interviewing a local Cape Town atheist. His name is Jamie, also known as the Epicurean Atheist. We're just going to have a talk, a leaving religion talk, and just learn more about Jamie and his story. So tune in on Sunday at 3, and take it easy, guys.